Hey, what is up, guys? One here. I thought I'd do a quick impressions on the recently released Collapse comic book series. Recently released, I think it was out on 17th of July 2019. So yeah, it is pretty recent. It is written by two guys, Mikey Way and Shaun Simon. So a little bit of a backstory. Mikey Way is the younger brother of Gerard Way. So these two, at one point of time, were in a band called My Chemical Romance. For Gerard Way, obviously, in recent times, his famous works were stuff like Umbrella Academy, Killjoys, and Doom Patrol. So, the Doom Patrol, I wouldn't say remake, but a refresh version of it. So, so Mikey Way is the younger brother of Gerard Way, and I think technically this is the first time Mikey Way has written an official comic book series. So I am very interested how he develops as a writer, because from the first impressions I got from Collapser as a comic book, it is quite a grandiose type of a title. And the other one is Shaun Simon. He was also involved as a co-writer for the Killjoys, again, which was also created and written by Gerard Way. So he has been involved in that project as well. So these two so-called in collaboration in the writing department for Collapser. So that's a little bit of a backstory. So what else? Because the comic was only like recently released, so I will try my best not to spoil too much, and go on about with what is already available or allowed as information goes, which is like out there right now. So what is Collapser? Collapser right now is like there's only like one issue, there's not really a lot of information to go about, but I will try my best not to spoil too much. So alright, let's talk about the main guy here. I wouldn't say he's a hero. I would say he's a guy who is put under a very interesting circumstance. So the main guy is called Liam James. So Liam James, by day, he is a male nurse who is working in an old folks home. So a few pages or panels does show the unfortunate reality when it comes to working as a male nurse, like removing pee or changing diapers from old people in the old folks home. So I gotta give mad props to all the nurses who have to endure this part of their working component when it comes to working in a hospital or in old folks home. So yeah, that is part of Liam's day job, which is not actually a fun place to be in, but Liam does try his best to bring positivity mentality when it comes to working in his day job. But with that, he does have a little bit of anxiety with him. That's one of his traits. To be able to cope with this anxiety of his, on most nights or on like weekend nights, he is an avid and so-called aspiring DJ. Yeah, he try his best to be at nightclubs and be the best DJ that he can. So with this lifestyle, he lives alone in his apartment. So the only thing socially, he like try to bring balance in his social life. He has his girlfriend, and he has one of his best friends. I can't remember what his name was. So as people goes, these are the only two people that actually so-called his social circle, to keep his life balance. So other than that, he doesn't really interact much with people. Like there is a reoccurring theme in this comic where the voice in his head seems to be narrating a lot of his actions. Like his anxiety is another, like it looks like it has a personality of its own in his head, telling him all sorts of like paranoia and stuff like that. Like the one of the scenes where the postman seems to deliver something to his house, and he was like quite paranoid, thinking that he was about to get robbed all the time. So that's one of his traits, having which in the panels in the comics shows a lot of it. And he seems, like I said, it seems to have a personality of his own, because every time when the voice in his head starts to talk, it seems to have a special color speech bubble. Looks like a blackish purple kind of thing. So it's interesting whether is it really his anxiety talking or something else in his head. So I would really love to see how that one develops in the later issues. Alright, so like I mentioned earlier, Liam is a guy who is put into interesting circumstance. When the postman earlier came to his house to deliver him a package, the only thing he does is question the postman, like who is it from and why did he get it. Obviously he did not get a straight answer from the postman, because Liam is more concerned on trying not to be late for work. So basically he just chucks the gift in his closet, and that's about it. Little did he realize that the that the package actually contains a black hole in it. So obviously later on in the comic, Liam and this black hole will come in, like come together, intertwine, and interesting things start to happen. So for the black hole, it has like similar traits to, let's say, the Venom symbiote, if you were to be familiar with the Spider-Man series. A little bit of characteristics on that, but that's about it. As far as power levels goes, I mean, it's a black hole, so obviously it is a cosmic size kind of a power levels, but what else it can do, it doesn't really show yet. So and again, there are elements which Liam has no idea that is out there. Even the postman, he did not like realize that the postman does not seem to be who he seems to be, you know, because we as the readers obviously can see stuff that is questionable about the postman, but Liam, with his anxiety, he does not see all this. He's more concerned about thinking whether he's about to get robbed. So there are elements, other elements beside the package, which will be involved in the issue itself, like other entities from outer space, more or less. So again, poor Liam does not realize what is about to happen, and the elements that are involving themselves that's coming into his life. He has no idea all this is coming. Like, what is his concern is, you know, try to go by in his day job and maybe strike a big deal in his DJ life. So yeah, like Liam as a person in these comics, he's pretty average. He's pretty average with a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a midlife crisis, but he's about there. And having a black hole involving in his life, that is pretty interesting and funny at the same time. So I'm digging it so far. As first impression goes, I am definitely digging the series. And from what I know, this is a 6-part mini series. So I am looking forward to see how the story develops. And so far, as writing by Mikey Way, I think it's pretty good. All right, now I want to talk about the art style. So the artwork or art direction in this, like, I mean, I dig it. I definitely liking the direction they're going for. Like, if you were to be the fan of like Superman, Justice League, Wonder Woman, Batman kind of art style, you are definitely not gonna get it in Collapser. Collapser is more of a indie style, something you would get from maybe, let's say, Image or Dark Horse or Vertigo comics. So I mean, if you are a fan of Killjoys, I wouldn't say Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy is a little bit cartoonish in some sense. It's not bad. It's just the art style is like that. And I wouldn't say it's Doom Patrol as well. Doom Patrol is a little bit trippy. It's like if you were to take drugs and you see some very colorful things, that is Doom Patrol. So I mean, for Collapser, I definitely dig it. It is indie and clean enough that you at least know what is happening. I'm not the best person to say artwork descriptions, but this is how I feel on it, my impressions on it. So that's the art direction. I mean, it's not that colorful as well. Like, the only scene that it does turn a little bit trippy is when Liam is in the nightclub doing his DJ thing. So that's the only like trippy colors that's involved in it. So artwork wise, art direction, I guess it's all right. I'm digging it so far. What else? Like, I think pretty much that's it. Like, as first impressions go, and trying not to spoil too much, I guess issue 1 of Collapser is having a good start. I'm excited on how the series will evolve, and it's a 6-part mini series, so I think it's a digestible story. And right now, it's already out. Like I said earlier, it is recently released on the 17th of July 2019, and it is going for $3.99 USD, $3.99 USD. So why not just go to your local comic book stores and have a read, check it out, like, give your support. I think Mikey Way is doing all right for his debut writing together with Shaun Simon. So I think pretty much that's it. I think I'll be looking forward to the next issue just to see what happens to Liam and his black hole friend. Alright, pretty much that's it. I'm Juan, so I'm signing off from this podcast. Cheers.